Name is Michael Jeseritz, CEO of Hawker Wellworks.
Hawker Wellworks, just like the bird with an ER, and then, of course, Wellworks. Describe to me a little bit about your company, Hawker Wellworks, and how you guys are involved with the oil and gas industry.
We make a hydraulic laydown machine that assists in the well servicing side. So it's basically assists to, once they drill a well and they bring in the workover rig, our machine will back to the well servicing rig and assist in lifting the tubulars, or if they're going to service a well and they need to remove the tubulars, it'll assist in removing them and putting them back on the pipe rack so they can service that well.
How did you guys get into that particular, I guess, niche part of the industry?
Well, we a bunch of entrepreneurs from Minnesota, and we heard rumors of this the oil explosion that was about to happen out in North Dakota about 6.5 years ago, roughly 6.5, 7 years ago, and we just started taking trips out there to see how we could get involved, and we kind of formed a group and just started talking to a lot of the companies that were out there, and we had guys within our group that had all different areas of expertise, and one of them had a fabrication background, and I came from the sales and marketing background, and then we just had some of your basic entrepreneurs that, money investors and things like that, and we looked on how we could get involved, and we actually, at that time there was a big need for man camps and things like that, so we kind of dabbled in that, right away. But we're always looking for a piece of equipment that we could build to market and distribute. And we started talking to some companies, and we basically built our first laydown machine, and then we brought it out to a company out there, and we just gave it to them and said, hey, will you use this, and tell us what you like and tell us what you don't like. And they used it on a couple jobs and brought it back to us and said, hey, you need to, we like it, but you need to make all these changes. So we took it was probably about 6-7 months of R&D after that, and just made all the changes that they recommended and things that we could improve on the machine, and just really took their recommendations, and took it to the next level. And we brought it back out to them, and after we made those changes, and they really liked it, and they bought it. And he bought another one, and then he had a brother-in-law that owned a fishing and rental company, and they bought 4 of them, and that's it. Just spun from there.
Boy, that's quite a story. I'm looking at your guys' website, hawkerwellworks.com, talking with Michael
Yep.
Jeseritz with Hawker Wellworks. He's a CEO. And, I'm looking at some of your products you guys have. And, the one, I can take a look at it and see how it would be applicable to the oil and gas industry. It's pretty easy to see. But I'll tell you what, I'm looking at this other one, and this just looks like a flatbed. I mean, it doesn't look like there's much more to it. So explain to me how you guys are setting yourself apart a little bit, because obviously you are.
Yeah, we obviously it's a gooseneck trailer. The trailer itself, we fabricated from the ground up. So I mean, we're basically, obviously we buy the axles, but we fabricate the entire trailer, and we build we really take pride in our construction and the quality of the trailer. So we build it oil field tough. We're building our units out of 4x4 square tubing and making it as bulletproof as possible to survive the elements out in the field. But I also came from the automotive background. I actually owned a automotive franchise for about 10 years. So I wanted to make sure, as we were designing this unit, that it was easy for the technicians to work on, and it was easy for the operators to operate. So that's really what set us apart, as far as the quality of the machine, and then the service and support that we provide after the sale. When I deliver a unit, I actually deliver every unit personally. So I have my driver bring the unit to the location, and then I meet the driver there, and I'll do training for the operators that are going to operate the unit. Then I grab the technicians or mechanics, and I completely go through from head to toe on the entire unit, as far as this is how you service it. These are the things to look for after it comes back in, for maintenance and things like that. And that's really what set us apart as far as when I sell you a piece of equipment, we don't forget about you after that day. I mean, we are there. Our name's on the side of that also. We offer 24-hour tech support, but, it's just the relationships that we built, and they know that we're in it together, and every unit that I've ever built is still working. So I guess that's really good advertising on its own, is that, we really take pride on the longevity and the quality of our equipment.
You mentioned earlier in the interview that you're from Minnesota, Wilmer, Buffalo area, and that North Dakota's shale play, the Bakken boom, if you will, was the siren song that brought you guys out to the Shale Play USA. And I understand you got some business out there, but then there was a thing called the downturn. And so many companies had to become innovative, whether it be with their product or their administration, or whether it be with their media choices or whatever it might be. In my industry, we had to reinvent ourselves, and we've done that, and we've had some success with it. And what it did for us is it really organically grew us into other shale plays, because a lot of these are linked together. What did you do? What success did you find? Because obviously, we're sitting here doing an interview right now, we're both still in business, so we survived the downturn. But are you in other shale plays than the Bakken, or are you just finding success out there?
No, so that was our primary focus when we started our business, just for logistics. I mean, logistically, it was our closest region to get involved in. And then once our products started getting out there and other people started seeing it, and obviously there's a lot of companies that work in the Bakken that are also working in a lot of other regions throughout the United States. So, I really spent the first 3 years, I mean, whether you want to call it a road warrior or whatever you want to call it, but I basically just, I'd fly into a region and rent a vehicle, and I would just go to every well servicing company, rental company and everything, and passing out business cards, passing out brochures, just pounding the streets, just to, during that slow time, just getting people familiar with our product, and just, we then eventually started seeing kind of an explosion of growth in different regions. So, it seemed like when one region would get really busy, another region would slow down. And we all of a sudden got really heavy in Colorado, in the DJ. And then all of a sudden we started getting a lot of presence in Texas and East Texas, South Texas, West Texas. I mean, it's kind of been all over. And now we're in every region throughout the United States. And actually we just started branching into South America. I have a unit down in Colombia that we're starting to market and starting to get a lot of feedback. And obviously every region's got some different requirements on equipment and things like that. So we're evolving with the changes. They want something a little different down there than what we have up here, but we're able to customize to a lot of the customers' requests.
Michael Jeseritz with Hawker Wellworks, and I remember talking with Montana Rig Mats a few years ago, and they, like you, got some early success and even got into the international game where they were shipping a few of their rig mats to Australia, I believe. And they had some hurdles or some ironing out with the wood, because other countries are worried about, of course, any sort of mites or larvae, etc. Did you have, was it smooth sailing, or did you have any thing that stands out in terms of getting into that international marketplace? Because that, of course, is the next step for a lot of people. And a lot of people just kind of backdoor into it. Did you, I guess, are you comfortable sharing with how you got some international business?
Well, actually, we just, and this is pretty new to us, so we really focused on the U.S. to start with, and we wanted to grow at a pace that we were comfortable with. But I guess the biggest thing that I found with, starting to branch in the international business is finding the right people to work with. I found some great connections that were doing business in the U.S. that had, they were already set up down there. So we built relationships with them as far as their network of, customers and things like that. And we've just recently started to market our products internationally. I mean, we really wanted to grow slowly, and that, I always use the phrase, not get out in front of your skis. Obviously from Minnesota, downhill skiing, we don't want to get too far ahead where we're going to fall on our face. So we've really been just trying to grow slow and do it right the first time, and just really pay attention to the detail and provide, kind of show the world of the service and support that the Hawker team can do for them and how they can help grow their business when they buy our products. So, we're just into that right now. I've been starting to get the calls from the Middle East and Australia and things like that because people are seeing our products, but we're in that growth stage right now. So, as this year progresses, hopefully it's a learning experience. It really is. So.
Easy question for you here. You mentioned it a couple times, but just for brevity and for just, I guess, directness, who would be your exact customer?
Pretty much any well servicing customer, anyone that's in the workover rigs. We do a lot of business with rental and fishing companies, that rent out products, rent out equipment and things like that. We have a few end users, oil companies that require our units to be on site or a laydown machine to be on site. But typically it's been the well servicing companies or the rental and fishing companies or individuals that have just, they've been working for larger companies, and the end users are requiring a laydown machine, so they'll build relationship with them and say, hey, if I buy one of these, will you give me a contract to have it on your site and things like that. And so, it's kind of been a little bit of, wide variety of customers, but the well servicing companies, the guys with the workover rigs and the rental and fishing has been our primary customers today.
And I'd like to give guests kind of the final word on things in case we missed anything or they want to reiterate anything or whatever direction. They might want to bring up a whole new topic. Who knows? But this way, it's not framed by me, the question, and they can kind of go with whatever direction they want. So the floor is yours, sir.
Sure. I guess the biggest thing is, give us a call. We do a lot of demonstrations on our product. We do deliveries. Right now we're doing about two units a week, delivering throughout the U.S. to different regions. We'll set up demonstrations. Before I deliver it to the end user, we can stop right at your yards and show you, how our machine operates and stuff. We do a lot of parking lot demonstrations. Guys will meet us at a truck stop and come over and see our unit. We have a really cool our height adjustment system. I actually have a patent on that. So it's a pinless height adjustment system, so we can adjust the height to any height setting, within seconds, which has been a very advantageous feature on our machine. We designed the unit, like I said, with the operators in mind. It's super easy to operate. It's super easy to repair. We do a lot of things on our unit so that tubular always rolls nice and even. It's smooth, it's fast, it's very efficient, and it can really help the end user's bottom line just by improving their efficiency.